What's going on, peeps? Hope everybody's doing well today. Hope everybody is healthy and hopefully wealthy and all that other good stuff. Just wanted to jump on here real quick. I actually wanted to talk about this a couple weeks ago. Um, I actually made a post and it was referencing something called the 80-20 rule. 80-20 rule, or what's known as the Pareto Principle. And it's an excellent book, the 80-20 rule, right? I think that's what it's called. Yeah, I have this up on the screen here. The 80-20 rule. It's an excellent book. And the guy that they get it from, the Pareto principle, that's the same thing, or the 80-20 rule, because you may hear people say 80-20 rule, they throw that term around all the time. And this guy, this book has changed some things for me tremendously, tremendously. I wanted to talk real quick about it. So this guy, I think his name is Alfredo Pareto, some Italian guy. I think his name is Alfredo Pareto. You could correct me on that and just do a quick YouTube search or Google search. But he spoke about the 80-20 rule. And what that is basically what he found was that when he looked, because he's Italian, he's looking at Italy, he's like, all right, I want to find out what's going on with the people that have most of the wealth versus the people that don't have most of the wealth. And so, of course, he did his research and all that. And he found out that only 20% of the people held 80% of the wealth. He also found out that when he looked in his pea garden, all right, the pea pods that he had, only 20% of the pea pods yielded about 80% of the peas, all right? But that also works in reverse. He noticed that 80% of the activities that take place yield only about 20% of the results. So that kind of struck me. And the thing is, like, I'm not like an all or nothing kind of person when it comes to this stuff. Like, I'm not sitting out there going, yeah, you know, this thing is 100%. Because, some things in nature are just 1-to-1. The ratio is 1-to-1. Can't think of any great examples right now, but, my mind and my head is all in that book. But I wanted to talk about it because, a lot of us, we take, medication for different things. But we're not, I'm not. My mental condition, my mental state, you're not your mental condition, your mental state. That doesn't dictate who you are. You may be suffering depression. You may be suffering with schizophrenia. It may be BPD. I don't know if they even say that anymore. Borderline personality disorder, or even antisocial tendencies, or whatever it is. They affect how you behave, but they're not who you are. All right, and whatever you're dealing with, whatever your challenges are, all right, specifically when it comes to time, all right, I think that every individual, every person has something to get out of this life, and they want to. We run around, we get busy with things. I know for me, especially with ADD, ADHD, trying to figure out 20 things at one time or do 20 things at one time because everything seems to get your interest. And then when it comes to getting stuff done, I have a hard time getting stuff done because everything is getting my interest. And even with the help of medication, some things aren't just a mind thing, it's also a habitual thing. So that whole thing with the 80-20 principle, it really helped me because in the last few weeks, I'd say maybe a month now, what I've been doing, I've just been getting up extra early, hitting the gym around 6 every morning because I want to get a start to my day. Jump up there and just start, doing what I need to do. So as I'm at the gym and everything, I realize some other things are starting to change in my life. I'm starting to get more done. But applying this principle, this 80-20 principle, is that most of the stuff that I realized that I was doing, just a small portion of it was actually being effective. And to be true, you see that in every area of your life. Well, I've seen in every area of my life, and I'm sure you can find in the areas of your life. Like, you got clothes. How much of them clothes you wearing? How much, you have socks in the drawer, your underwear. How much of those you actually wear, unless you have a very, very small amount. But that's the thing. That's the whole idea, is to cut back and to try to cut back on that so we can kind of, I think it was Maxine Waters that was saying she wanted to reclaim her time. That's what I want to do. I want to reclaim my time because we spend time. I know I have, spend so much time doing things that are irrelevant, that have nothing to do with what I'm trying to accomplish and what I'm trying to achieve, just in life in general. And even I've gotten rid of so many things. I'm here in my garage office. I've gotten rid of so many things. I mean, I got my keyboard in front of me. I had a drum set. I still have it, but I'm trying to sell it. And I'm just trying to cut back on things because I can't be everything to all people all the time. It just ain't gonna work. It just ain't gonna work because if I try to do that, I'm gonna be nothing to me because I'm gonna be running, being busy with all this other stuff and not getting nothing done. Medication or not, one can take all the medication that they need to take, and it does help, especially with the Vyvanse, bupropion. It does help to kind of focus, what we need to do. But the problem is this, that if when we continue, you lean on a drug so heavily, right? You go from this amount of milligrams to this amount of milligrams to this amount of milligrams, you get what's called a diminishing return. You put so much into, or you start taking so much of it, you put so much of your confidence into this drug that really you can, because I'm at 70 milligrams right now, you can say, man, I really need this, because your body's going to continue to, I wouldn't say resist it, but what it's going to do is it's going to get a buildup of tolerance, right? So as you take it, you're going to need more. The duration of the effectiveness is going to be shorter, and the potency, what you feel, is going to decrease. So you have to come up with ways to be able to combat this and to deal with this. I was looking at a channel the other day, and this guy, a video the other day on some guy's channel, and he was talking about, I don't think you say sociopath anymore, but he has anti-social personality disorder. I think that's what it is. And and with narcissism, he basically, he can take advantage of people. He's not able to relate to people. It's almost like a form of autism, but where the person is super highly intelligent and, can actually, manipulate people and stuff. And some of the things, he went to therapists, drugs and all that. But some of the things that he does with his life, he has to modify his life in order to get along with people, in order to not take advantage of people, in order to not let the worst tendencies in him come out. So I think, like, so many of us, especially here in America, I wouldn't say America, just in general, and living in America has been my only experience for my whole life, but we depend so heavily on these medications that we don't see that they're just another avenue, another tool to help us to overcome and help us to achieve or to be better. So I think, like, with the medication, and there's books, and of course there's people, but this particular book, the guy's name is, I'm trying to find the guy's name here, is Richard Koch, and that's Koch. It's called the 80-20 Principle by Richard Koch, and or the Pareto Principle. I believe the guy, like I said, is an Italian guy. I know he's Italian. I know his last name is Pareto. I'm not sure what his first name is. It might be Alfredo, but you can check it out. And there's so many things that can go into this, like how this applies to us as practical as I can put it, is that when you look at what you get done, or the things that you try to accomplish and finish, think about the things that you have done that have gotten you the most where you've achieved the most results. All right, and then think about the things you've done where you've achieved results, but the part of it that you haven't achieved the results. And that's how I've been tending to look at things. And some things emotionally for me are hard to let go, like my drum set. I love my drums. I've been playing drums since I was like 14 or 15. And it's just been tough to let go of it. I paid a fair amount of money for those drums, And so, I can sell them for, good money to keep their value, but it's just hard to let go of that part of myself, because it's an emotional attachment. I mean, mind you, I can buy another set in the future, but I'm trying to whittle down my life and simplify my life right now, so I'm not bogged down with, I got to do this. Let me pursue that. Let me pursue this, because my issue is that I'm good with a lot of things. I'm not blowing my own horn, but I can't do everything. So I heard somebody say, yeah, I'm a jack of all trades. Not talking about me, but themselves, but jack of all trades and a master of none. So all these things I can do, but in order to master anything, you have to spend less time with it so you can perfect it, because you only live for so long. You only got so much time in the day. So, I'm trying to get more done with the time that I have. So I'm not always running and trying to get things done over and over and over again, and just being this pattern of always running in this rat race, trying to just, fight against time all the time. Trying to cut back on some things in my life. And I think that will help with me, ADHD, and anybody that's suffering with disorganization, and, just trying, because a lot of us have many, many hats that we wear, but we have to whittle things down to the things that are most important. For some of us, our career may be important to us in our life right now. Our family may be important, to us. Maybe it's the health, your parents, I don't know, whatever it may be, relationships, but money, I don't know. But I think that whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, it can be done in a more effective and in a more efficient way if we start to whittle down on things in our life. So that's what I'm doing. I just wanted to kick that with y'all real quick. God bless you, and I will see you guys in the next video. You guys can check out this replay and leave your comments, whatever. I'll come back and I'll answer that. All right, take care. Make it awkward because I can't end this. Oh, here we go.